to be winning this race.
Well, this race, 9 winners have gone on to win the St Leger. The last was Conduit in 2008. Could Jan Brueghel first win and then go on and do that? We'll find out more here.
And they're off. Runners sent on their way. At the £200,000 Group 3 John Pearce Racing Gordon Stakes, over the 1.5 miles. And in the very early stages, Jan Brueghel pokes his nose in front to lead on the climb towards Oak Tree Corner. From between horses, Bellum Justin and the blue and white throne is King Power. A little wider out than in the yellow is Meydan under Tom Marquand. Now filling out second place and in fact moving 3 to lead. So a change of ownership of the lead now with Meydan going on as they race right-handed. About a couple of lengths on Jan Brueghel. And Bellum Justin back in third and Sedati anchored out the back of the field. Right over on the far side of the track then. It's Meydan. It was fourth in the Queen's Vase last time out. Shows the way under Tom Marquand. From in second, Jan Brueghel. Probably about 4 lengths behind the leader now. Jan Brueghel unbeaten so far in a couple of runs. Coming into the Gordon Stakes this afternoon as a warm order favourite to maintain its unbeaten record. Right about 7 to 1 for the St Leger before they jumped off for the Gordon here this afternoon. Further couple of lengths back to Bellum Justin. He was 7th in the Derby a couple of runs ago before his excellent third in the Hampton Court last time. Sedati 5th in the Derby when last seen, remains to that marker, and the field have got well stretched out. Tom Marquand has got about 5 or 6 lengths clear now on Meydan. Jan Brueghel in second place as they begin to descend the hill. About a further 3 lengths away to Bellum Justin, who's back in third, and no move yet from Sedati as they take this straight towards the main home run. It's Meydan by 2 lengths. Jan Brueghel just been kept up to his work by Ryan Moore. They're just pushing along to try and keep tabs here with Meydan at this stage as they race now towards the final 3.5 furlongs. Meydan in the yellow, still just about being held together. Jan Brueghel been pushed along in second. Bellum Justin has also been squeezed along back in third. Sedati beginning to come up with his effort now just in behind them as they race on towards the final 1/4 mile. Jan Brueghel sticking on in there. Now Meydan is under pressure for the first time. Bellum Justin ridden for more. Here comes Sedati between them as they race inside the final 1.5 furlongs. Bellum Justin to the outside of Jan Brueghel. Between them Sedati. Meydan now drops away inside the last, and on the outside Bellum Justin puts it up here to Jan Brueghel, who's battling away all the way to the line. Jan Brueghel and Bellum Justin. Jan Brueghel just in front, going to remain unbeaten. Jan Brueghel has won the Gordon Stakes from Bellum Justin. Clear from Sedati in third, and Meydan last of 4.
Well, it wasn't pretty. He didn't travel for much of the race, and in the end he made hard work of it. But don't forget, he was carrying a penalty, and it's only his third start. He has won, Jan Brueghel, the Gordon Stakes for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien. Bellum Justin is second for Sheen Murphy and Andrew Balding. There's a gap back to the patiently ridden Sedati with Jamie Spencer and David Simcock, and Meydan, the early leader, was eased off by Tom Marquand and has finished 4th for the Christmas. 4 to 5 favourite. The winner, Jan Brueghel, is returned. From quite an early stage, Ryan Moore was pushing along and feeling that the horse wasn't travelling. He got him motoring a long way at the top of the straight, a long way out from the line, and he needed all of this to be able to master the final challenge of Bellum Justin.
Yeah, he's still a big baby, isn't he? He's a work in progress. He's got clearly a lot of talent, but it was all a bit of a shock to the system, you felt, with Meydan actually committing and going quite a good gallop early on, getting that field strung out. But Jan Brueghel not entirely comfortable with that from quite an early stage, but still very much a work in progress. The fact that he did dig deep enough in the end to see off a good horse, a 109 rated rival in Bellum Justin, and give him weight, shows that this is a talented individual. And you can look at it 2 ways in terms of loads of potential with how he goes through the race, or if he's always going to be a little bit like this, then he's probably a little bit quirky. But either way, he's unbeaten and he's got a big engine.
I think he's got a big engine. I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's just maybe a bit of a slow learner.
Yes.
I'm quite taken with this performance, I'll be honest.
Me too, really, because he's clearly still a work in progress, isn't he, mentally as much as anything else. But you can see he's quite a big individual. Yeah, he stays really well. He's found plenty on his first try over 1.5 miles, and you know, it wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we've seen it before with some cheek pieces going on or something like that. He maybe just gives the impression that he could be that type of horse that would benefit from something to aid him a little bit and keep his concentration up.
Even up to 14 furlongs or 2 miles?
I wouldn't be afraid of doing it. I mean, I doubt he'd be keen. Just looking at him.
So there you can just see Ryan beginning to move his hands. He had done a furlong earlier as well, as Meydan stretches clear and makes that good pace. Jamie Spencer has dropped out Sayadati, changing his tactics, and they look like they might pay off to some degree in the straight, as his horse was travelling really strongly, yet to give his challenge. But the challenge actually emerges for Oisin Murphy, who is watching Ryan Moore and everything that he is doing on board the eventual winner. Here they are at the top of the hill, heading down towards the straight.
Yeah, and this is a point really where the pace is starting to quicken. Around 1 mile into the race was when it really started to pick up. They'd gone an even enough gallop early on, but they really started to quicken from the top of the hill with about 1/2 mile to go, and that's when they all come there to have a chance really inside the final 1/4 mile.
Yeah, still travelling as Sayadati at this point, but when he gets free, his effort comes to nothing. I wonder whether he hasn't enjoyed the ground here. I'm just going to watch him in the closing stages. It's actually Bellum Justin who lays down the biggest challenge. He is being leaned on, Sayadati, but he's also edging to his right and wanting to go behind Jan Brueghel. Here's the duel.
Yeah, and it was a proper duel between them, and I think Jan Brueghel to some extent is a stronger stayer than Bellum Justin, but Bellum Justin's seen it out well himself, and there was always an element of Jan Brueghel probably just holding a little bit back through that lingering inexperience and greenness, just being a little bit idle. But he has a lot of credentials for a ledger, doesn't he? He doesn't have a sort of really likeable way of going to the eye, but even so, there's clearly a lot of ability, plenty of stamina. And he might just grow up and learn.
We'll talk about the ledger in a moment. Let's have a look at this head-on. He was conceding weight, of course, as well, and experience to the rest of the field. He's clearly going to stay. They've got a Lonsdale entry that I think he'll stay beyond the extended 14 furlongs. So that clearly must be a part of their plan. He's just shifted a little bit to his right on this fastest ground he's ever encountered whilst going downhill. But he keeps finding.
Look at the ways he is pricked as well. He's sort of always sort of thinking, isn't he? He goes right, he goes left. He's, you know, he needs Ryan Moore to get the best of him, but Ryan Moore manages to do that, as you'd expect. And yeah, there's certainly a big engine there. Just wouldn't surprise me if some cheek pieces went on him, maybe just to help keep him more switched on. The worry with him would in a ledger would be, is he ready for it? You know, it's going to be more competitive again, isn't it? It's going to be a bigger field. There's going to be even better horses running against you, and it's just a case of whether he'd be ready for it. I wouldn't question his ability, his potential, his stamina even.